We're being joined by Phil Seng, who is President and CEO of the U.S. Meat Export Federation. And Phil, as we always have a chance to catch up with you at meetings like this, at the NCBA meeting, we want to talk about those positives. And boy, this has been a year, as we look back on 2014, as a lot of positives for what you do.
There have been very, very big positives this year. When you take a look at our exports of beef going up to $7.1 billion, this is a new record. The numbers are up 16%. When you take a look at pork, it went up also as well, $6.6 billion this year, or in 2014. So a very good year here in 2014.
There's always that concern of the Asia market. Are they in? Are they out? I would assume that's still one of growth.
Well, yeah, Asia's a huge area, and it's a mixed bag. I mean, when we take a look at the Chinese market, we don't have meaningful access for beef or pork in China. There are a lot of issues that are not even agriculture related that tie into this, but that's something that we have to be aware of. But if you look at our traditional growth markets and our bedrock markets, if you will, these are reliable markets that we can count on usually. Like on beef, Japan was up 14% in value last year. Hong Kong was up 40%. Korea, Taiwan, both are up about 15%. So these are very important markets. Mexico was up 26% last year. So if you take a look at all these countries that are involved in TPP, there's some very serious growth markets that we have here, and that's very, very important to us.
We'll not talk politics, but we are going to talk because trade is one of those things that is really becoming an issue. I guess one of the first questions is, do you think we'll finally get TPP passed now with this new Congress, and then also maybe talk about the trade agenda, the way you see it, the way the President has proposed?
Well, I think you see all the agricultural groups now all advocating going forward with TPA, and I think that's very important, obviously, in order to conclude the TPP. I think it's also, we have to be reminded that, for example, just on beef, there's things that are going on that sometimes are exogenous to TPP. For example, Australia just signed an EPA with Japan. They have an 8% in January reduction in their frozen, 6% in their chilled. In April, the beginning of the new Japanese fiscal years, that goes down another percent. So as we wait to have TPP concluded, the Australians are getting more advantageous as the days go on. Our dollar became stronger this year than the Australian dollar. So if you take the duty reduction plus the dollar, it's conservatively we've gone up 12%. That's almost a 20% advantage Australia's got, and thank God they don't have the cattle this year. But so trade agreements, they're very good when they work for us. But there's 150 agreements going on by other countries that we have to be aware of as well.
We want to make sure sometimes we talk in acronyms. TPA is what I meant to say with the Trade Promotion Authority, of course, with the President. TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership. The other thing I want to touch on in our remaining moments here is the U.S. Meat Export Federation has done a lot of traveling around the world, and in the Southern Hemisphere made some inroads there as well. Talk about that.
Well, we have. I mean, we're always looking for new markets. I mean, part of our strategy is to develop markets. Part of the strategy is to displace our competition. And what we're seeing here is we've worked assiduously in South America, in Central America. We have offices in Central America, South America, and we're seeing more and more interest in these areas. And so, of course, it's growing. And we see what's going on in some of these markets like Peru, like in Chile, a lot of opportunities for us. So we're very excited.
Well, Phil, always great to catch up with you, and good luck as you continue to help promote U.S. meats.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Phil Seng, President and CEO of the U.S. Meat Export Federation, has joined us from San Antonio for AgView. I'm Ken Rogers.